Alright, this is 663, and that's 660. And I believe my warrior is also 660? 650. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do it on here. I'll think about that later. Alright, so that was... yeah, that was Village of the Hunt, so I want to do 2 more quests today if we can. The spicy xibruq wrapped in nodule leaves. That sounds like a winning combination to me. A history of violence. Yeah, this is the stuff that they were alluding to. Guana has the look of a man intent on finding bananas. Well, better than going bananas. Let's see if there are nodule leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Urianger mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Alright, let's go check out that cook, even though he didn't mention where it was at all. Looks like they're over here. Inside. Oh no, it's that cook that we talked to, isn't it? Yeah, Urianger was standing over here. An underground oven. This must be the cook Urianger was talking about. Earth here is indeed fashioned into an oven of sorts. Fascinating. Okay, Spock. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Got any spare leaves? So I need to change my outfit. Natural leaves. For purposes other than Xbr'aal XP, naturally. Unfortunately, I just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. Well, that's annoying. Golmajik Grove is the source of the finest nodule leaves you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredients, in the Ja Tiika heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Traveling there requires you to go through the Iq Br'aax traverse, but it is caved in due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our nodule leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. It's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. You may find XP to be a delicious but daunting dish to finish. Why, because it's really spicy? I can't wait! Still, if there are no leaves here and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the peoples and culture of Tuliolol. So perhaps there is something about XP that we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see. Like who was the first to make it? Its history, that sort of thing. Ahem. If it's Yucktail's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Between the Xbr'aal and the Mamul Ja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of the bloodshed is to know the XP. Interesting. Huh? What does steamed xibruq have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by war, the village of Ilion Azo. It lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ilion Azo? Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go and see this place. Alright, let me fix my glam again. It was 12, 13. Nope, 11. Yep. And I guess let's head on over to the east. Go ahead and check out that ruined village. Why did they just put a fire right in the middle of the path there? Oh, because that's not where I'm supposed to go. Aren't we the ones teasing Woklaman about falling into one of those pits? A cenote? We're gonna just not talk about this. Looks like it's down this direction because we came in from over there. Necrosis. How lovely. You want to check on for an aether current? Oh, there's actually one to the north. Okay, I'll make sure to grab that on the way back. I can't see it right now. Okay. Everyone knows there was a war between the Mummel and Xbr'aal, but I, may have forgotten some of the details. Woklaman, please. The village of Ilion Aso must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Okay, it's gonna annoy me if I don't go get that aether current right now, because it's only 100 yalms away. 130 yalms away. Or are these look like chinchillas. Yeah, it should be like right on the other side of this bridge, which is where we came in, wasn't it? Southwest. Did I pass it? Or is it like right over here? Oh, there it is. That's a clever place to put it. Glad I went and got this. Don't hit me. Nice, I made it. Alright, the next aether current is northwest. Okay. There must be one, yeah, over in this area. Which means I'm gonna wait until we actually get over there. In the meantime, let's go and pass by the yellow chinchillas again. Let's see if we can make our way over to this village. Okay, next one's to the east, so I'll make sure to get that on the way over. You probably intended to get this one on the way. Okay, where's that aether current? Northeast. Okay, it should be in this direction then. Yeah, there it is. See, these are the good aether currents, the ones that are just barely off the beaten path. The ones that are like way off the way out there are kind of annoying. Alright, next one in the area is west. Okay, that's probably the one that we saw before. Alright, these look like ruined homes. This place feels forgotten by time. Gee, what made you say that? Maybe the overgrowth? So this is the village of Ionazo, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Book Evo. Book Evo! I didn't know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from Iq Br'aax when I heard the third promise was on her way to the site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Wuk Evo is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You're a member of the Third Promise Retinue, I presume? For a moment, I suppose I am. My name is Koana. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Koana, now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard? Oh, right, this is the guy that does the oh my goodness, I was so disrespectful to you. That got really old. Koana, as in the second promise of Tuliolal? To think that I addressed the Dawn Servant's own son as such a common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please, take your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offense. Please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on to Q. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about his XP. Well, I am forbidden by Xbr'aal rocks to divulge any information regarding its preparation. I would be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between Xbr'aal and Mamul Ja was one of the land. The Mamul Ja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Xbr'aal, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Yet advantage ever favors higher ground, and the Xbr'aal forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and time again. But as the state of the village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well. Blessed siblings. Ah yes, some two heads. You must understand, the Mamul Ja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hubigo, Bunewa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others. Even as they engaged the Xbr'aal in battle, well that sounds counterproductive. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hubigo and Bunewa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that the partners of differing clans could not have children together, and that's how we got two hits, and that's why they have so different personalities and appearances. But then it happened. A child arrived who shared the blood of Hubigo and Bunewa both, a two-headed Mamul Ja. Blessed with the tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mystical warrior before eventually rising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamul Ja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to an end. Came to a head, not a end. That's very different. I think it's best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Okay. Now they're gonna make me walk there. Yep. Even though I clearly was walking in the cutscene. Oh, right. It said west, right? Oh, southwest. Okay, yeah. But yeah, we're heading east. We're still heading east. Ah, this looks a lot more This looks a lot more like a battlefield than that. What happened here? Looks like the Ghostlands. Or the Scar and WoW. Just nothing left. Well, maybe actually, I guess there's technically tree trunks, but like the Scourge and WoW, they just destroyed everything with in the Scar, marching from what's the city called? Stratholme, marching from Stratholme directly north through Silver Moon City to head to the well. I forget what it's called. By the 12.
This is where most battles were fought between the Xbr'aal and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinderfield.
Cinderfield.
A field of cinders, indeed.
Yeah.
How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
Reminds me of the story in Iruma with
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
I forget his name.
It
A
was
dead killer or
during this
whatever.
armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Who dad? Oh, migraine time.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Buff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Xbr'aal, like our honored visitor here.
There he is, the explorer.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Xbr'aal. If any such country were to develop a taste for Xbr'aali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East. But you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
No, that was us.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Well, there's a little expansion called Heaven's Word.
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And the Dragon Song War. I've helped out with that.
And so began that legendary banquet.
Of course, they're gonna have a party.
One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat,
Oh,
and the Xbr'aal steamed najul.
and then they combined it into one recipe.
Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's xibruq pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Xbr'aal and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast.
And that's the feat of Repast.
In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
I mean, it's food. It's a very powerful force.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of xibruq pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong?
Yeah, there was some creep behind the tree.
Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
I never imagined our father was instrumental to XP's invention. I hope I have been of sufficient service to the third promise. Papa really did live up to his word. He traveled the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. Gee, I wonder if there's a reason for that. So you can get some pants this time. Go and check on the warrior's legs. And that's right, I got some legs from the dungeon. So yeah, I'll go ahead and use them on samurai. And fix my glam again. I can't do glamour plates here. It's thanks to Wook Evo that we were able to learn this forest's history. That's twice now that he's helped us. To think we might never have met him if we hadn't thought to fix the float. Alright, let's go and talk to Koana, and this will be the last one for today. The feat of Repast. Bananas still weigh heavily upon Koana's mind. Book Evo has given us valuable insight into the origins of XP. However, we are still no closer to procuring the necessary nodule leaves. Unless... Are they here? Tell me, was the historic feast commemorated in some fashion? With a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. Alright, I'm going to double check again. Is there an aether current around here? Southwest. Okay, that's actually this way, though. And 300... Oh, there's a... Hold on. Sightseeing point. Go ahead and get that, and then I'm actually probably going to go ahead and try and get that aether current while we're here. Man, today's been a lot. We've gotten like 3 sightseeing points today. And so it's at southwest, which should be 400 yalms. That's a bit much. But it feels like I should get that now rather than later. Oh, tell me it's going to be off the edge of the cliff. Yeah, okay. Wasting my time. Oh well. Go and head on over to the monument. So what, are they just going to be some leaves that they left there on purpose so that once we learned about the history, they'd take us or tell us to go there? Where's that monument you were talking about? Oh, it's right in front of me. It is only speculation, but I dare to hope. What does Koana want with a monument? Oh, okay. That's the, each of them laying down their arms. Here it is. Offered up by the 2 factions, these weapons symbolize their vow that they would never again raise arms against each other. Since this feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us true. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Lamati, Brilliant. Would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Look here, this soil has been recently overturned. Are there just gonna be banana leaves there? Ooh, someone buried a box. Well, well, I would have been satisfied to find only a hint. But here they are, fresh nodule leaves. Human Rook's doing, I'd wager. There's poetry in hiding them in this battlefield, even that it was central to the war they helped end. Yep, so he planned all this from the start. Oh, never mind, I got something completely wrong, never mind. Thank you again, Book Evo. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well. Third promise. Ever since I witnessed your performance in the Feat of Reeds, I've been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought their culture and revive Ihihara, Hana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares more about the people of Tuliolol and what they hold dear. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I'm ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us head back to Iq Br'aax. I believe that there's an Aether current like northeast of the village. So I'll go ahead and try and get that before we finish up. But now let's go ahead and teleport back. Yeah, I think there's one in this undiscovered area. So like, why is there an area over here that we can't get to without flying? Alright, let me see. Where's the Aether current? Southwest, never mind. Let's just go ahead and turn this in and wrap this quest up. Or I guess we're not going to completely wrap it up. Probably got just a tiny little bit more to do. I'm definitely getting a little bit tired. I decided not to take a break because I thought it wouldn't be quite this long. You have to wonder whether Book Evo is actually a historian and not a shipwright, yeah. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so. I'm famished. I'm glad we're successful. Yeah. Okay, let's wait at the destination. Waiting. How did everyone fare? We got the nodule leaves. Book Evo came along and helped us find them. Book Evo was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. Now they proceed to tell them all the whole history lesson. That good old Ja brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions. But how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Oriange and I made another tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we needed them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest has to offer. Thanks, Alphanode. Spoken like a true expert. Aaronville and I found an Xbr'ax, so we should have the meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunters fell down a cenote trying to catch it. Of course she did. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I picked a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield akiote. I am told our resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Through frequent inquiry, did I determine the ideal balance of spices. I need to fix my glam. I forgot to do that. Then all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one of us is versed in culinary arts, while I am a 99 culinarian. I can hardly proclaim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest to me. And you, I hope, as I recall, you are an accomplished culinarian. Let's see. Let me think about what would this happen if you were 90 culinarian, or if you've just unlocked culinarian. Either way, I like that they do that. Ooh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay, then. Yeah, let's turn on the. Let's start playing the fun battle music, like we're doing something extreme. And it's suddenly day.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
Wait, do they actually get the stuff?
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Be quiet, Buckle Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready.
Wait, they literally just like tacos?
Apologies for the
It's
wait.
literally just tacos.
We submit to you our xibruq pibil.
This looks amazing.
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Xbr'aal. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then.
It's so small. This is like a Hulk in with the meme.
In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated xibruq pibil admirably. Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoctel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment.
Yeah, you failed.
Ours is also a faithful example of xibruq pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
He's not enjoying this.
I see.
They blackmail someone to get it or something?
While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated and spiced before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is xibruq pibil.
Missing the banana leaves.
Oh? And what about the Ja Tiika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed, they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Why don't you go try some worse?
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of xibruq pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
I think I'll just try and take him. And he won't, because he actually, like... Huh?
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
She's just eating.
This is delicious! The xbr'aal is so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najul leaf rounds out these spices is sublime. This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows
Oh, Clement.
brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Oh, Clement. That's enough.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
You don't have to tell me twice.
And it's gone.
Ah, that was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, You can always be my personal chef.
No thanks.
It was palatable enough, I suppose.
Kuana, please.
To you, who have successfully performed the feat of Repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
Considering we're like maybe 35-40% through the Dawntrail, I think there's going to be a little bit more than just 1 feed.
Well, I should get going then. I'm glad that I wasn't paired with one of the others.
That's for sure.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. I forgot something important.
Oh no.
Was there any xibruq people left? I could really use another helping.
Of course. Alright, let's go and talk to everyone and wrap this one up. One final feat remains. After this one, I hardly know what to expect. I'm relieved that our dish was well received. We need to start considering how to reclaim that keystone from Bakul Jaja. And don't worry about it, Alize. Depriving the first promise of a keystone is a crucial victory indeed. That was so good! I'm already looking forward to having some XP again. Brilliant. Xbr'aal made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it. Oh, is this gonna be a housing item? I'm thinking of to buy more for the road myself. Now that the feat of Repast is over, the villagers should be free to offer it to us, right? Probably. Oh yeah. You're gonna give us some for the housing item.